Hey, this is Elijah Ketchum, writer for The Droid Guy, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Sony Ericsson Xperia X10 with AT&T. I'm going to start off with the hardware, and we're going to look at around the whole device, starting with the top. You're going to see that it is a pretty curved device. It's got the little curves coming all the way to the screen when it flattens out. And if you go on this side, there's no buttons, or it's just flat. And then you got the speaker for sounds right there. And then this is your microphone on the bottom. And this is the only thing on the bottom except for a little area to put your thumb in so you can pop off the back plate and get to your battery, which is let me see if I can see correctly, it is a 3.6 volt battery. And you have your SIM card and then your SD card right there. And then pop this back on. Also on the back you have your, right there. Also on the back you have your camera. It's 8.1 megapixels and it has flash. And I've really gotten great results from this camera, and I really have liked how it is, and the pictures that it takes and the video that it takes, I think the quality is really, really well in that. And on this side you have your volume toggle and your camera shutter button, and the volume toggle also acts as a zoom for the camera when you are in the camera app. Snap that back on there. And also up top you have your headset jack and your little panel where you can open up, and that's where your USB charger goes in. And then we're gonna go take a look at the operating system and just the speed of this device right here. And obviously it's running Android, but it is running Android 1.6, which is a pretty outdated version of Android. Now, if there are any setbacks about this phone, the one that I'm going to stress the most is the outdated firmware, and it's Android 1.6. Now, we have Android 2.0, and we have Android 2.1, and we have Android 2.2. So I'm not really sure why Sony decided to go with 1.6 as their version of choice for their brand new phone that comes out, and it is being released in the same time as phones that are shipping with 2.2, and they have 1.6 on it. Now, this phone was demoed months ago, like 6 months ago, with 1.6, and still they have not updated it from 1.6. They said they were going to do that in September, sometime around September, and I still haven't heard any other word about that, but yeah, it's running Android 1.6. It's a very fast device. It has a 1 gigahertz processor, which means it's going to be snappy. You know, other phones, you know, like the Droid 2, the Droid X, the Evo, all these phones, the Epic, all the Samsung Galaxy S phones are all having some 1 gigahertz fun with them. And this phone is also along for the ride with 1 gigahertz processors, which is really good. But the only problem is it's got 1.6, so some of the stuff that you'd be needing to do with that is not there. Now, when you put it right next to, let's see, this is the Motorola Droid. When you put it right next to this, it's just automatically, it's just a little faster. You can see everything that it does, like when you open up applications. If I was going to open up my Gmail, everything just opens up faster with that. So I'm going to go to Gmail, and then Gmail with this, and it just takes me right to it. Now, that was loading an email in that one, so it didn't take that long to get to my inbox, but just the window launches faster and everything. That's just a quick demo. There's much more things that you can test with 1 gigahertz processor, but just that was a quick example of why that's actually important for those of you that aren't really understanding why I'm saying 1 gigahertz and why that's so good. But it's just a lot faster. And we also have some of the stock Google apps, but these aren't updated as well since it's 1.6, like the Gmail app. As you can see, you can basically just tell from the logos that Google Talk and Gmail are all going to be the old versions. You don't have, in Google Talk, you don't have the ability to switch by sliding your finger, and in Gmail, just some of the features are lacking. Some of the buttons are switched around and just some stuff. I'm not really going to get into it, but it's not as updated. Like the Google search button is not as updated, and Google just released a new option for their search where you can, you know, voice text and all that kinds of stuff like that. Really cool, but only for 2.2. And there's tons and tons and tons of third-party apps in the market, including Launcher Pro, that are only to 2.0 or up operating systems. So maybe if you don't want to use what Sony gives you right out of the box, launcher-wise, then you can't even use Launcher Pro because it's 2.0 and up, which Launcher Pro is my favorite, but it's not the only app. that does that. There are apps out there that you can change your home with, but I'm just stressing the fact that there's some third-party apps out there that you cannot use because of 1.6 on this phone, which is pretty saddening because this is a very good device. It's fast, it feels good in your hand, the hardware's good, the camera's good, everything is up to par except for the firmware version. Now with the update, hopefully this phone will be a serious competitor out there, but at the moment, as we speak with 1.6, it is just lacking in that area. Now the sound quality is something else that I want to mention. The speaker right here is pretty quiet. If you want to like play a YouTube video or play some music or something, I found that to be a little quieter. I'm also using a Motorola Droid, so that actually is a pretty loud speaker, and I'm used to that. So kind of was trying to see if I could turn it up a little bit, or maybe I was missing a setting or something. But it's a little quiet on that. You get some of the standard AT&T apps, you know, like hotspots, maps, navigator, radio, and you get all the same stuff. Like you have Facebook. But one of the things that I have noticed is I have not been able to find the Twitter for Android application in the market, and I'm pretty sure that you cannot use that if you have 1.6. So that's another bummer. But there are some other Twitter clients that you can use out there. Like I'm actually using Twika on this right now. I really enjoy that app. And there's some other there's a lot of great apps out there that you can use with 1.6. So it's not like it's completely obsolete. There's just some stuff that that could be taken advantage of if they would have given this phone 2.0 or up. But the camera is also a really, really great feature of this phone. I'm gonna open it up real quick. There we go. And we got you can see right here, that's how it looks. And there's some options right here on the side. You can do your touch to focus. And this is what I really like, because you can touch, and that's where your phone focuses and captures from. So if you wanted to take a picture, then you could just touch, and it focuses right there and takes the picture. And it takes really good pictures because using 8.1 megapixels, and you have kind of a little camera roll down here where you can go back and forth. And then if you tap that right there, you go into video recording. And from there you can do whether you want VGA, wide VGA, QVGA, multimedia message, or YouTube formats, or in video sizes. And you can go to different scenes, you know, night mode and everything. And you can go to your touch capture normal mode with that as well. And you can actually take really, really long videos with this camera. I'm pretty impressed. And then you can change your megapixel resolution right there with this. And then there's just some other different scenes you can do with the camera there as well. And the camera's really nice. Great feature with the phone. One of the things that really stands out is the camera. And overall, this is a very good phone. I really like it. I like the interface. I like how everything's put together. It's fast. It feels good in your hand. And I just like it as a phone overall. The only major setback that it really has is it's lacking 2.1 or 2.0. Or the best option obviously would be 2.2, but it's lacking any kind of updated operating system like that. But until then, it's a good phone, but with those updates, I will then classify it as a great phone. But this is my conclusion and my review for the Sony Ericsson Xperia X10. Remember to follow the Droid Guy on Twitter, and that's it.